a 27-year-old mother, was accused of killing her own daughter. One witness saw her pushing her little girl underwater. The witness was her own 6-year-old son. He sat in open court and told the story that would rob him of his own mother.
You said your mama did this. Who is your mama?
Amanda Lewis.
Okay. Is she in this room today?
Yes, so.
Where is she? Can you point her out and show the judge where she is?
She's right here.
Okay.
This is the story of Adrianna Hutto. On a regular hot weekday in Esto, Florida, the sun was scorching, and it felt like a sauna with temperatures climbing towards the hundreds. Amanda Lewis, a 27-year-old nursing assistant, had just returned from her night shift around 8 in the morning. Exhausted, she laid down on the couch while her two little ones, Adrianna, 7, and AJ, 6, got glued to the TV watching cartoons. Her 14-year-old stepson, Alan Michael, was still sleeping. Around 9 a.m., Amanda dozed off on the couch when she woke up at 12:30 or 1 in the afternoon. The kids were all excited, asking if they could play outdoors before heading out later to grab school supplies.
I told them that we couldn't get in the pool today because we were getting ready to go. So they wanted to go outside and play for a few minutes while I got everything ready.
After catching a quick shower, Amanda strolled out and peered through the window. There was AJ, perched up a tree like a little adventurer, but Adrianna was missing. But Amanda didn't stress about it at that moment. Sometimes kids just vanish into their own little worlds, right?
I went and took my shower, put some towels in the washing machine and some in the dryer, and then I walked to the front door and I couldn't see Andrew, and he was in the trees beside the house, climbing in them. And I asked him where Adrianna was at, and he said she was playing at the pool. I said, well, go tell her to come in so we can get ready to go, and we'll go get your school stuff.
With shopping plans, Amanda's mind was occupied. A little while later, as she glanced out the back window, there was AJ, now on a red toy wagon, leaning over the above-ground pool. Amanda saw her son dipping his hand into the water like he was reaching for something desperately. Concerned, Amanda called out to AJ. Little did she know, her mother's instincts were about to kick in full throttle.
I went to the sliding glass door at the back and looked out, and I didn't see her. And when I looked at him, he was on the wagon, reaching over in the pool, raking at something. And I asked him what was he doing, and he said that Adrianna was upside down in the pool, and she wasn't moving.
Racing to the backyard, Amanda's heart skipped a beat. There, in the pool, floated her 7-year-old daughter, Adrianna, face down. Without a second thought, Amanda snapped into action. She called 911.
911.
I need an ambulance.
What's wrong, ma'am?
My daughter fell in the pool and she's not breathing.
Where at, ma'am?
In Esto.
Ma'am, what's your address?
3343 First Avenue South.
3343 First Avenue South.
Yes, down the road from the post office at the very end.
As Amanda poured every ounce of strength into compressions on Adrianna's tiny chest, the dispatcher put her on a brief hold to relay the situation to the emergency units. With each passing second feeling like an eternity, Amanda clung to the phone. Almost a minute and a half had slipped away since the call began, and she was still in the dark, waiting for the dispatcher's guidance. Not once did the dispatcher instruct her to start life-saving measures. Had precious minutes slipped away in the silence?
Does she have a pulse, ma'am?
No, she's not got nothing. She is purple.
She don't. Hang on just a second.
Everything's purple.
She clung to the phone, desperate for instructions. If you listen closely to the chaos, the distant murmur of EMS instructing to start CPR seeped into the background. Tragically, though, that crucial message never found its way through the phone lines to Amanda's ears.
Okay, ma'am, I've got rescue on the way, and I'm fixing to get you someone else, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to call you right back in just a few minutes. Ma'am?
Huh?
We've got them on the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Esto County Fire Chief Charles Corcoran rushed to Amanda Lewis's home as the first responder. There, he discovered Amanda in the backyard, kneeling over her 7-year-old daughter. Amanda was busy performing CPR. Chief Corcoran took over. Adrianna's body, still warm, showed no signs of a pulse. The chief managed to briefly revive her heartbeat, but it slipped away. Adrianna was airlifted to Bay Medical Center, where doctors fought tirelessly for over an hour. But at 5:05 p.m., young Adrianna was declared dead. When Adrianna was discovered, the scene seemed like an accident waiting to happen. The toy wagon was snug against the pool, and a child's bicycle lay just a foot away. These artifacts were quickly documented as investigators pieced together the puzzle. The fire chief believed Adrianna had scaled the pool wall using the toy wagon, met an accidental fall, and possibly struck her head on the wagon or bicycle, rendering her unconscious before the drowning. The telltale signs of bruising on her forehead only added weight to this theory. As Adrianna was rushed to the hospital, EMS saw Amanda in shock and distress any mother would experience in such a traumatic event. But the hospital staff saw a different side of Amanda. Dr. Fox, one of the physicians attending to Adrianna, approached Amanda in the waiting room, offering information on her daughter's condition. Instead of probing about her child, she asked, almost indifferently, about the vending machines. Dr. Fox couldn't shake off the encounter. Amanda's demeanor remained strangely casual. Witnesses in the hospital waiting room noticed this peculiar reaction as well. Dr. Fox returned about an hour later with the devastating news of Adrianna's death. Amanda still showed no reaction at all.
When Fox told her the tragic news that Adrianna had died,
Didn't see tears. I saw just no emotion. You tell a mother that her 7-year-old daughter died and you expect some reaction.
Amanda did enter Adrianna's room. She gently ran her hand through her daughter's hair, planted a tender kiss on her forehead, and walked out. Barely 3 hours had passed since Adrianna's death when the police came looking for Amanda Lewis at the hospital.
Can you tell me about what all happened today? Can you take us through that?
Yes. Well, I got home from work. I work 11 to 7. They were watching cartoons. I told them if they'd let me take a little nap that we'd get up and get ready and go do their school shopping. They were good. I took my nap. I got up probably around 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere around in there. They wanted to go outside, so I let them go out. They were out there playing. They, come in and out. Around close to the incident, they had went outside. They were playing in the front yard, in the driveway with some of AJ's trucks. And I went out and checked on them, and I told them I was supposed to take a shower. And then they could come in, we'd get them bathed, and then we'd go do their school shopping.
The interview kicked off at 7:41 p.m. On that same evening, the detectives were keen to unravel the story of what the children had eaten that day.
Did they eat lunch or anything, or breakfast or any of that, or?
Well, when I got home this morning, Adrianna said that she had thrown up, and there was some in her bed. There was a little throw up in her bed, and she had threw up one more time. And I asked her, was her stomach hurting? Last night we had some chili cheese hamburger helper, and I didn't know if maybe that made her sick. And she said she wasn't feeling good, but she didn't want anything to eat.
Adrianna had fallen ill multiple times in the hours leading up to her death. The detective shifted gears, probing into going swimming that day.
They didn't eat any lunch then, that you know of? Or?
No, because we were going to stop and get something.
Okay. Did you say, now, earlier when we were up there, I thought you had told me that they said they wanted to get in the pool?
Yeah, first thing this morning they wanted to get in the pool and go swimming. Mm-hmm. And I told them to let me take my nap, and then we'd talk about it. And I asked them, I said, well, do you want to swim in the pool, or do you want to go get your school stuff? And then they wanted to go get their school stuff. But then when I asked him what she was doing, he said she was cleaning the bugs out of the pool so we could go swimming.
Amanda opened up to the detectives about Adrianna's battle with ADHD. The condition made her attention flutter between activities, and on that particular day, it bounced from wanting to swim to the urge for school shopping and back to swimming again. About an hour after waking up, showering, and tackling some laundry, Amanda shared that AJ appeared at the front door, reporting that Adrianna wanted to clear the bugs from the pool for a swim. Amanda headed outside to check on Adrianna herself.
You said, I guess, is it AJ?
Mm-hmm.
Had said that she was cleaning the bugs out of the pool?
She was trying to get the bugs out of the pool so we could swim.
Okay. That was after you got out of the shower?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was it when you were, did you say you were doing some laundry or something like that?
I took the towels out of our bathroom and put them in the washing machine. and then put the ones from the washing machine in the dryer, and then that's when I went out and asked him.
Okay.
The detective, cutting through the details, posed a straightforward question to Amanda Lewis. What actually happened at the pool?
When you went out and found Adrianna, how was she in the water?
She was face down in the water.
Was she on top of the water or below the water? Or?
She was on top of the water.
Could Adrianna stand up in the pool? The above-ground pool was an Intex brand sand and surf easy set model, unfolded 18 feet wide, 4 feet deep, with Adrianna standing at approximately 47 inches tall. The water level was measured at 32 to 35 inches. If she fell in, why didn't she just stand up? Adding another layer to the puzzle, Amanda revealed that Adrianna was afraid of water. This begged the question. If she was scared of water, why was she leaning over the pool's edge, fishing for bugs in the first place? A white bucket was found in the pool, suggesting Adrianna might have used it to fish out insects before her unfortunate fall. Amanda's boyfriend and other witnesses later confirmed that, despite her fear, Adrianna had swum in the pool before, but always with an adult present. Back at the pool site, investigators meticulously combed through every detail. Child shoe prints found inside a red wagon, wedged against the pool, meant someone was playing. There was mud inside the wagon, imprinted by little shoes. A significant overflow of water from the pool meant the recovery effort after Adrianna fell in also checked out. The investigators also noted a stark absence of children's toys at the home.
Prosecutor Larry Bassford was immediately disturbed by the crime scene photos.
When you looked in AJ and Adrianna's room, it was just barren. And then I got to looking, and everywhere I looked, I didn't see what I was looking for.
Besides the wagon, AJ's toy gun, and the bicycle near the pool, there wasn't much else. Adrianna and AJ's bedroom was a bare bunk bed with mattresses without sheets or blankets, and a lingering urine smell. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Amanda Lewis unraveled another layer of the story. Adrianna, in the recent past, had been acting out.
You said she had some behavioral problems.
Mm-hmm.
Had she had any recently?
Since he changed her medicine and put her on Focalin, she's been doing, a lot better. Before, she wouldn't listen to anything, and she was getting in trouble at school. They were having to call me almost every day.
Adrianna, grappling with ADHD, had recently been prescribed Focalin. However, on that particular day, she hadn't taken her prescribed medication. As the interview pressed on, detectives turned their attention to a critical question. Did Amanda indeed administer CPR to Adrianna after discovering her lifeless body in the pool?
Did you take any measures to resuscitate her?
I tried to give her CPR. I'm not that good at it. And then he told me to call 911.
Investigators couldn't shake the oddity that, despite Adrianna's recent passing, Amanda Lewis showed no signs of distress during the interview. Chief Corcoran, the first responder, later asserted that upon his arrival, Amanda wasn't engaged in any life-saving efforts for her daughter. She was just kneeling over her. Detectives probed Amanda about bruises found on Adrianna's body.
Had she had any bruises?
Well, little ones on her legs, and I think she had one on her left arm or her right arm where her and AJ would fight. But other than that, she didn't have any.
As the interview approached its conclusion, a seismic revelation rattled the room. The investigators disclosed that they were aware Adrianna wasn't Amanda's first child to meet a tragic and mysterious end. Her firstborn, 16-month-old Alex, had succumbed to a seizure disorder. Alex passed away in his sleep after a seizure. Though deemed accidental at the time, the circumstances surrounding his death now raised eyebrows. It wasn't just the absence of toys or the red flags from Alex's past, nor the potential signs of neglect or the lingering smell of urine in the home. The turning point was a crucial witness, someone who allegedly witnessed everything.
The sole eyewitness, Adrianna's 6-year-old brother AJ, has a shocking story they need to.
6-year-old AJ had already spoken to the police moments after Adrianna was airlifted to Bay Medical. While Adrianna was rushed to the hospital, Amanda Lewis's mother stepped onto the scene. she took temporary custody of AJ while Amanda headed to the hospital. During the drive to the grandparents' house, AJ told something to his grandmother that left her reeling. As they arrived home, AJ's grandmother wasted no time. She picked up the phone and dialed the sheriff, urgently reporting that AJ had just revealed a disturbing detail.
Who threw her in the pool?
My mama,
Mama threw who in the pool?
my sister, Adrianna.
His mother, Amanda, had punished Adrianna by covering her face and holding her under the water. AJ's interview on the afternoon of August 8, 2007, just 4 hours after the incident, documented a chilling reenactment.
So AJ screamed, AJ, call the police.
The young boy at the Holmes County Sheriff's Office detailed the distressing events he claimed to have witnessed.
My sister, she wetted me and sprayed something that makes everything smell good, and she didn't do this. She done the stuff that she didn't supposed to, so my mama got mad at her, so she threw her in the pool.
Amanda's story had a significant gap. She made no mention of driving her car that day when questioned. AJ's claims, asserting a different sequence of events, didn't align with his mother's account. The challenge for investigators was to determine whether AJ was telling the truth or was the intricate workings of a young boy's imagination.
My mom told me to go get her, and then when I was standing in the wagon.
So you stood up in the wagon. Could your sister swim?
To understand the current living situation, investigators turned their attention to AJ's daily life and his sleeping arrangements with his sister.
Where do you sleep at, AJ?
In Amber's old bedroom. Me and my sister.
Is that where you slept last night?
I sleep in there all day when I get in trouble. But when I be good, I get to sleep in the living room.
He explained that when he behaved well, he was allowed to sleep in the living room. However, on days when he found himself in trouble, his sleeping arrangements shifted to their shared bedroom for the entire day. Adding another layer to the story, AJ disclosed that he and Adrianna hadn't had breakfast on that particular day.
You watched Boomerang? Did Adrianna watch it with you?
She only watched it in the morning.
This morning? So she got up out of her bed and came in the living room? Did she go?
She done it.
What did y'all have for breakfast?
We didn't have breakfast.
Did y'all have any cereal?
Neither did he have any lunch that day.
What'd you have today for lunch?
Nothing.
Nor has her sister had anything to eat since morning.
What did Adrianna have?
Nothing.
She didn't have no breakfast either?
Yes, sir.
She didn't have no lunch either?
AJ also shared additional details about the siblings' belongings. He mentioned having a bicycle, the very one found near the pool. However, he pointed out that Adrianna's bicycle had flat tires and hers was behind the shed.
Did Mama go outside while y'all were out today? What'd she do?
Just moving my wagon, and then when she got done moving my wagon, she told Adrian to scoop out the bugs out the pool, and then maybe she did it, so Mama dumped her.
Do you ever scoop out bugs?
She had to do it by herself.
But you never did it before?
I can't do it with the net. I only do it with my hands.
AJ repeatedly stated that his mother dunked Adrianna. The clarity of his claim persisted throughout, leaving investigators to grapple with the disturbing image painted by a 6-year-old boy. AJ further revealed a troubling detail. Adrianna was grounded on the day she died.
Where was Adrianna?
Bedroom. And when she got ungrounded, she was in the living room.
AJ continued to provide a vivid snapshot of the day's events, aligning with some aspects of his mother's account. He said once Adrianna was off punishment, they were watching cartoons in the living room, echoing his mother's earlier statement. However, AJ also disclosed a source of Adrianna's trouble that day, slamming cabinets in the kitchen and playing with their mother's hair care products. When questioned about why his sister was in trouble, AJ revealed that Adrianna had been punished for spraying something she wasn't supposed to.
You said that, something about some spray. What can you tell me about the spray?
She was spraying it until I woke up. When I went to follow the smell, I smelled it in the bedroom.
What did it look like?
It looked in a spray bottle. They spray stuff out of.
What color?
AJ delved further into the unsettling details, narrating how Adrianna had sprayed Windex all over the TV, leading to her getting in trouble. He then provided a chilling account of the alleged incident, describing how his mother, in his words, dunked Adrianna in the pool. AJ painted a haunting picture, stating that his mother held her hand over Adrianna's face to smother any screams.
Tell me what you mean when you say dunk. Somebody dunked somebody.
Mama dunked my sister.
What does that mean? How that happens?
When Adrian messes with stuff today. So,
Who was in the pool?
Adrian.
Did your mama get in the pool?
Nuh-uh. Adrian was just in the pool with Mama. But Adrian was laying like this and Mama holding him like this so she wouldn't scream. Adrian started screaming when Mama took her hand off of Adrian's face.
Where were they at?
At the pool.
Despite being just 6 years old, he demonstrated a keen awareness of his mother's work schedule, recalling specific days and times. He also revealed an understanding of his absence from school, pinpointing it as spring break instead of the more common summer break. While seemingly trivial, these details became crucial markers for investigators, probing the depths of the young boy's memory. He maintained that his mother dunked Adrianna underwater when she busy scooping bugs out of the pool. AJ then revealed the traumatic scene, recounting how 14-year-old Alan Michael hurried him into the house after Adrianna was pulled from the pool.
And then she was purple. Her lips were purple. And then brown water was coming out of her mouth.
AJ's detailed account painted a vivid but troubling picture of the events leading up to Adrianna's death. According to him, it appeared that Adrianna was punished, perhaps having just been grounded or coming off a punishment that morning. AJ recounted her misbehavior, involving spraying Windex and playing with cabinets and beauty products after being sent to her room. As per AJ's version, when Amanda checked on Adrianna, she found her not scooping bugs as instructed, but playing in the pool. AJ's revelation suggested a possible form of punishment and anger, with Alan Michael, Amanda's boyfriend's son, then taking AJ inside. The chilling implication raised questions about Amanda's actions, whether in a fit of anger or as a misguided form of punishment. She repeatedly held her daughter's face underwater. Meanwhile, at Bay Medical Center, Amanda remained oblivious to the unfolding developments. It wasn't until her second interview with law enforcement on August 9, 2007, that she would be confronted with AJ's revelation.
I don't know how to put this, but he seems to believe that you grounded her.
Well, I don't know why he would think that. I mean, I wasn't even out there. I was in the house.
The detective informed Amanda that her daughter's autopsy would be completed the next day. With that, he highlighted a lingering concern. Amanda had yet to provide any plausible explanation for the bruises discovered on Adrianna's face and forehead.
You know, it just don't look good. I talked to you about trying to explain the bruises, and we can't come up with a reasonable explanation as to why they're there.
I mean, I don't know why they're there. I mean, the only thing I can think of is either she hit the tablet container, or either she went completely to the bottom and hit her head, or she hit it on the wagon before she even went in the pool. That's the only explanations I have.
Okay.
when the detective asked Amanda about how was she coping with the loss of her daughter. She mentioned the overwhelming presence of people at her house, explaining that she hadn't found the time to process it. This second interview happened less than 24 hours after Adrianna's death, yet Amanda did not display any visible emotion during the interview. Adding another layer to the unfolding story, Amanda disclosed a shocking detail. Child Protective Services had been regularly visiting Amanda after an intervention from a school faculty member reporting concerns about the children's hygiene. Amanda countered that it actually happened after one of Alan Michael's basketball games. The children were dirty from playing beneath the gymnasium bleachers. Despite this claim, Amanda admitted that the Department of Children and Families, DCF, began weekly visits every Thursday. These meetings involved one-on-one sessions with a social worker, primarily focusing on parenting discussions, particularly methods of punishment. The conversation pivoted to the unresolved question of Adrianna's bruises, probing deeper into the perplexing Amanda attempted to explain. The bruises happened because of the children's frequent fights. She casually mentioned a next-door neighbor who occasionally visited, but the detective eliminated this person as a potential culprit during the investigation.
How would you feel about taking a polygraph?
I'd be fine with it.
Amanda willingly took a polygraph test. She passed it, but the results wouldn't be admissible in court.
Amanda passes a polygraph test, yet police are convinced she drowned her daughter.
Adrianna's autopsy report later confirmed drowning as the cause of death, ruling it a homicide. The investigation continued for about a month before Amanda Lewis was arrested and officially charged with aggravated child abuse and first-degree murder of Adrianna's death. The trial opened in February 2008, offering Amanda a plea deal for 10 years in prison, pleading guilty to manslaughter. To the surprise of many, Amanda rejected the deal. She was innocent. The trial revealed Adrianna's challenges, including bedwetting, ADHD, and misbehavior, with Amanda's history of struggling to bond with her. The prosecution argued that Amanda's frustration reached a breaking point, leading to extreme punishment. Contrary to earlier accounts, the prosecutor theorized that Adrianna and her mother argued on that fateful day. The defense proposed alternative explanations. He suggested the bruises came from the children's physical fights, or AJ hitting Adrianna with his toy gun.
At that moment, while she is on the telephone with her boyfriend, AJ comes running up to the house saying Adrianna is upside down in the pool. Of course, like every mother, she gets hysterical. She runs out to the pool. She's still on the phone with her boyfriend, who hears what's happening. He says, put down the phone, call 911. She gets the child out of the pool. She's able to lean into the pool.
The defense contended that this was a tragic accident, emphasizing that Adrianna was trying to clean the pool and slipped in. Amanda's boyfriend, Alan Carnelli, supported the claim that the Windex incident happened a week before Adrianna's death. The defense aimed to create reasonable doubt, emphasizing inconsistencies in AJ's account.
You weren't at home when she had any of these spraying incidences?
No, sir, but I was informed of it.
And you weren't at home the day of her death, were you, sir?
That's correct.
All right, so you don't know whether she was spraying anything or not, do you?
That's correct, I do not.
However, he wasn't present that day, and the only individuals on site were 6-year-old AJ Hutto, Amanda Lewis, and 14-year-old Alan Michael, who, as per his account, was inside the house showering.
When's the first knowledge that you had that something had gone wrong with Adrianna?
When I was in the shower and AJ came here and told me that she was dead.
Alan Michael, in a prior police interview, mentioned not hearing Amanda yell at the children that day and claimed he woke up around 1 p.m. When asked about Amanda's history of physical abuse, he stated he had never witnessed it. But on that day, he had heard what he believed to be a fight between AJ and Adrianna and a belt being used. During testimony, Amanda's mother revealed that a week before Adrianna's death, Amanda informed her that she threw away most of the children's toys. Initially, Amanda told the police she had locked the toys away in the shed as punishment and planned to return them later. However, upon investigation, the shed was found empty of children's toys, supporting her mother's testimony.
What happened there? Why'd you take their toys away?
I had on numerous occasions a week prior to taking the toys to try to get them to clean the room, and they wouldn't, so I took their toys.
The conflicting accounts, coupled with the emotional stakes of the case, left the jury with the challenging task of determining Amanda Lewis's guilt. When AJ finally took the stand, the courtroom atmosphere underwent a palpable transformation.
Would you tell us your name?
Andrew Hutto.
The defense promptly sought to highlight AJ's young age, arguing that he might struggle to distinguish truth from fiction.
How old are you?
7.
Did you have a birthday a few months ago?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
November 22nd.
During his testimony, AJ was questioned about his mother's presence in the courtroom, and AJ responded that she was not there.
Why is that? Because she's not in the courtroom?
No, sir.
Okay. So your mother is not in this courtroom?
No, sir.
Okay.
Then the lead prosecutor, Basford, pointed out various individuals in the courtroom, some known to AJ and others unfamiliar to him. As Basford systematically identified people, he eventually directed AJ's attention to his mother, Amanda Lewis, seated there in front of him.
That woman sitting right there between them, have you ever seen her before?
Yes, sir.
Who is that?
My mother.
It was at this point that the emotional weight of the situation became overwhelming for the young boy, and AJ broke down in tears. The courtroom witnessed this heartbreaking moment, a delicate balance between presenting evidence and the emotional toll on a child. The prosecution was trying to establish AJ as a key eyewitness, yet the defense continued to challenge his credibility due to his age and the potential impact of suggestive questioning during the investigation. The jury was profoundly impacted. Whether this intense moment would sway them in favor of Amanda Lewis or contribute to the prosecution's case remained uncertain. The questioning delved into the crude drawing AJ had drawn during his initial interview with detectives. With a delicate tone, the prosecutor asked AJ to describe the events depicted in the drawing, prompting him to recount the tragic incident involving his sister.
Tell me, AJ, what is this right here?
My pool.
Your pool?
Yes, sir.
The one that was in this picture that we just saw a few minutes ago?
Yes, sir.
All right. And who is this right here?
Me.
What is this right here?
A tree.
Were you playing in the tree or around a tree?
In the tree.
In the tree. Okay.
So,
Then he was asked who was with Adrianna by the pool.
Now, what is this right here? Who is this, or what is this?
The prosecutor then proceeded to recreate the crime scene.
Where was your sister when you were there? Where was your mama when you were there? Is that when she did this? Is that the reason you're drawing this?
yes, sir.
All right.
As the trial proceeded, the challenges of relying on a 7-year-old child's memory became increasingly evident. While AJ's recollection was more detailed than one might expect from a child, there were notable gaps and uncertainties in his story. Memory, especially for young children, can be a fragile and selective mechanism influenced by various factors such as emotions, external cues, and the passage of time.
After this happened to your sister, what did your mama do?
I can't remember.
The defense seized on these uncertainties, emphasizing the potential pitfalls of relying on a child witness. The prosecution, on the other hand, sought to highlight the consistency between AJ's testimony and key aspects of the case, including details that he had accurately recalled. But it didn't work every time.
Could you hear Adrianna when this was happening to her?
Yes, sir.
When that was happening to her, you could hear her?
Yes, sir.
What was she saying?
I can't remember.
All right.
When asked who found Adrianna in the pool, his story changed.
Could you see in the pool, or did you have to get in something?
I had to get in my wagon.
Okay. When you saw her in the pool, what did you do?
I can't remember.
Despite the emotional toll it took on young AJ, his testimony became a critical component of the trial. While AJ's narrative aligned with some aspects of his mother's account, it also introduced unique perspectives and observations, shedding light on the dynamics leading up to Adrianna's untimely death.
And you said your mama did this. Who is your mama?
Amanda Lewis.
Okay.
It was a delicate balance, aiming to extract vital information without causing additional harm to the young witness.
And AJ's parting gesture as he leaves the stand? A smile and a wave at his mother.
The court, legal teams, and the jury understood the gravity of the situation and approached AJ's testimony with the gravity it deserved. The trial continued with a stark revelation from co-workers who painted a disturbing picture of Amanda Lewis's sentiments towards Adrianna. They suggested that Amanda was often frustrated with her daughter, going so far as to admit that AJ was her favorite child. The prosecutors built a case around these accounts, portraying Amanda as a mother who harbored resentment towards Adrianna. A pivotal moment in the trial unfolded when Amanda took the stand during cross-examination.
Now, was that in May of last year, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Toward the end of school term?
Yes, sir.
In that bedroom where she didn't have a light in the bedroom, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, in fact, Adrianna got a lot of spankings, didn't she?
No, sir, she didn't.
The prosecutor then brought forward Amanda's co-workers who claimed to have heard Amanda admitting to wanting to kill her own daughter. Confronted with the allegations from co-workers, she reluctantly admitted that there was some truth to these claims. The admission hung heavily in the courtroom, reinforcing the prosecution's argument that Amanda's relationship with Adrianna was strained, to say the least. As the trial delved into Amanda's alleged comments about harming Adrianna for using a magic marker on her car, the atmosphere in the courtroom intensified.
Actually, it was the afternoon before. We were going to Dothan, and we were going to go by my dad's house. And prior to Alan getting home, they were putting their stuff in the car to get ready to go, and I had a black permanent marker in the console of my car, and she got that marker, and all through my car, she wrote with permanent marker.
Just wrote all over the inside of the car?
Yes, sir.
That made you mad?
It did, yes, sir.
Okay.
The prosecution argued that these statements, if true, could be indicative of deeper resentment and potentially harmful intentions. The emotional weight of Amanda's own admissions and the co-workers' testimonies cast a shadow over the proceedings. The prosecution, armed with these revelations, wanted to convince the jury that Amanda Lewis's actions on that fateful day were not simply the result of a tragic accident. Instead, they painted a picture of a troubled mother who, overwhelmed by her feelings toward Adrianna, resorted to a shocking act of violence.
Did Adrianna like to read?
Yes, she did.
I've looked at those photographs. I didn't see any books in the room.
She didn't have any books at home.
You didn't throw those away, did you?
She didn't have but maybe two, and they were torn.
So you threw those away?
Yes, sir.
The jury deliberated for 2 hours before delivering a verdict. Amanda Lewis was found guilty of first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. The verdict marked the end of the trial and the beginning of legal consequences for Amanda, who now faced the prospect of a lengthy prison sentence. In March of the same year, Lewis was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The controversial case continued to stir debate, with supporters of Amanda Lewis claiming that she was wrongfully convicted. Some believed AJ's grandparents influenced his testimony, or that the detectives manipulated a confession from the young boy. Was it appropriate to rely on the testimony of a 7-year-old in a murder case? In 2010, Amanda filed an appeal. The appeal was unsuccessful, and the conviction remained. As Amanda maintained her innocence, the community remained divided. Amanda doesn't blame AJ for her incarceration. AJ was adopted and lived a life away from the aftermath of the trial.
AJ's been adopted. You didn't know that?
No.
He is now 23 years old enough to decide if he wants to meet his mother again. Do you believe Amanda Lewis is innocent? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe to our channel for more true crime videos.